You know, it feels like an age since I last spoke to you, if I'm honest.
Yeah, dude. I'm trying to think when it would have been because I don't think it was for a release as such. I think it
I
was
think
just a
I last spoke to you
post.
probably just before the album dropped.
Cool.
And then I
Cool.
caught up with you guys at Slam Dunk last year. I think that's what, because
Yeah.
that was the first at proper time
Post
uh,
pandemic, like
live music and shit like that.
yeah,
So a lot's happened since the album.
yeah, a
You've
lot.
left the
Yeah,
country a few times.
yeah, yeah. We're about to leave again.
Oh, no way.
Crazy. Yeah. So
Back
yeah,
to the
we're
States, isn't it?
we're off to America with Silverstein and the Amity Affliction next month. So it's just insane.
That's crazy. Are these like last minute things that have always, or have they always been on the cards?
Yeah, they've been on the cards for a while now. It's yeah, and you know what it's like with bands. Things get booked 9 months in advance, and then they get announced 6 months later. So we've kind of been processing this for a while now, but it still doesn't feel real.
Yeah. So how are you fitting it in recording and demoing and writing? Is literally as soon as you get off the bus.
Yeah,
With
just
that.
just just trying to find time. We to be fair, we've been really like mature and professional, and we're doing like 5 day weeks, and just the thing is like there's no urgency to record a new album for us.
No.
Nobody is kind of cracking the whip at us, and we've got this split EP coming out, and we only the Greatest Mistake come out just over a year ago. So but at the same time, we want to be busy. We want to be as kind of proactive as possible. So we're trying to set rules for ourselves, and they are kind of tedious to abide by sometimes when
Yeah.
you don't get to see your family for 3 months, or you don't get to see your girlfriend for 3 months, and then
I mean, you
you've
had
got
the
a month,
pandemic for
and
that,
then
right?
yeah, man, yeah, exactly. So I've seen those
Everything's back to
schmucks
normal
enough.
now.
Yeah, yeah, man. So,
So how did this EP come around? Was it literally a last
um,
minute thing while you were over in Down Under, or has it been like
no,
stuff to
so
work with you guys?
that was quite fortunate timing, to be honest. The fact that we already agreed to do this with Alpha Wolf, and then we were also going to Australia with another band, so it worked out really nicely. But yeah, the EP came about because we, how it is. Like you've got to release music often these days, for
Yeah.
Spotify and all these stupid social network platforms to like validate you as a relevant
I
band.
can't keep up with
They
it,
really
man. I prefer just to
it's,
hold back and then just have an album.
I know,
A
same.
new
But
song every week by a
unfortunately,
band. I'm just like,
I can't. I know. I'm some of my favorite bands. I haven't listened to their new stuff because I just can't keep up. But basically, we were kind of like, we've got two songs that we really like. How do we put them out there? And what kind of fun, exciting? Because for us, it's always about doing what is exciting and fun for our fans at the end of the day. So yeah, and the split was just kind of it felt like a no-brainer, even though I think it shocked a lot of people,
yeah.
because we're on the same label as Alpha Wolf. We love their music. They love ours. It's a really, really good mutual kind of thing. So,
Well, I mean, were you there at at the studio, kind of saying these are the two songs, or was it literally
no, so
we want to put these two songs out? What two songs are you guys going to put out?
yeah, pretty much that, and obviously, I'd have to confirm that, we recorded our stuff in the UK. They recorded their stuff in
Yeah,
Australia.
yeah, yeah.
So it was a lot more,
You went
you
strapped for
do your
time.
thing. Yeah, for sure. But even then, I mean, we squeezed it in. When I look back at when we recorded these songs, it was like just after the funeral tour, just before America. It was just like time is so scarce at the moment. So
Is this kind of where you think the new stuff's going, or is this stuff you just kind of wanted to get off
um,
your chest, off the body, and go, look, this is something we're not quite sure of, but we just want to see what you guys think, kind of thing.
that, that's a good point. Yeah, because a lot of the time, obviously, an album is a body of work, and it's lots of songs contributing to a big communal sound. So yeah, these songs, not that they felt like sore thumbs in any way, but they kind of stood out on their own as like individual tracks. And Aching Longing is quite heavy. Coffin is not heavy, so it's nice to have a duality on the release as well.
Yeah, definitely. And Alpha Wolf just went balls to the wall
Yeah, they
straight to
they
it. He just like sometimes those songs kind of get lost if it's a split EP because some people might be
yeah,
like, oh, I don't really care for Holden Amps, I want to do Alpha Wolf or vice versa.
yeah.
So you kind of don't want to get those
I
songs
think that was
lost.
that was that was why the guest vocal thing that we've done is quite interesting because Holden Absence fan could listen to an Alpha Wolf song, and don't get me wrong, it's a lot heavier, but still be able to vibe with my feature and vice versa as well. So
Definitely.
we really tried to mold. I really tried to like marry the two bands.
Definitely. Well, you can definitely run with those heavy bands. Like any festival lineup, you're fucking smashing it, and everyone's singing back to you, and it's that.
Dude, it's insane. Yeah, yeah, we've been really lucky recently. Yeah, so
Are koala bears as cuddly as they look, or are they really kind of vicious?
no, they're really cute, but honestly, they think you are a tree branch. Like they don't care about you at all. You put your arm out, and then they like latch onto you, and then they just like chill out, and you're like, oh, you think I'm a tree?
Oh, great.
There's no, yeah, but that's it. They're lovely, stupid creatures though. I think there's something crazy like their brain is the size of a baked bean or something. They're the stupidest animals, but they're really cute. They're really cute.
Everyone wants one as a pet until they actually have one as a pet, and then it's like,
Yeah, and then it's like, oh, this guy takes like, even if you had a koala bear, it would take it about 10 minutes to walk across your garden. You know, it's just the slowest animal. So
documentation is real. So is there an Alpha Wolf holding absence tour on the cards? There's got to be.
honestly, at the moment, no. We spoke about it, and we kind of came to the conclusion that it
It's really
is
expensive and
gonna.
a ball ache for them to come over, isn't it? It's got to be
It's
really
it's
feasible.
it's the same for both, because we're so far away from each other. It'll always have to be a big effort, really. But I think the thing we realized was like, if we do do it, it will be cool, and if we don't do it, inevitably it's gonna happen. So
You're gonna
it'll be
clash
cool in
somewhere.
5 years.
Right.
Exactly right. Yeah. So there'll come a day where Lockie comes up on stage with us, and it's sick, and it was worth the wait. So I feel like it's in the ballpark where no matter what happens, it's cool. So we're not trying to like ruin everyone's plans to try and make it happen at the moment.
Definitely. Where are you hoping this EP goes? Are you hoping to get some more traction from other heavier bands to collab or take you out, or is it just it's been a year now since the debut, the second album, and it's just like have this music until the next one, basically.
Yeah, for sure, man. And it is kind of like that. There are subtle undertones of different intentions. So for example, I think even though we're not a metalcore band, we fit in that scene quite well. We just did the tour
Yeah,
with Dayseeker and Thornhill and Caskets, and we were definitely the lightest band on the bill, but we did really well on that tour, and that kind of said to me that we can exist in that kind of world. So I think Alpha Wolf was us pushing ourselves as far into that scene and seeing how far we could go in terms of fan base and stuff. So that was one thing, was very much just to see how we exist in the heavier world.
yeah.
But the main thing, honestly, and it sounds like martyrdom, but it is genuine. Like, we always just try and think what is coolest for our fans. And I just think, man, like, I don't know, if Bring Me the Horizon and Under Oath did a split 10 years ago, I would have lost my mind.
Yeah.
And I think something somewhere along or like, North Lane and Architects did a split. Imagine that 10 years ago. It would have been the coolest thing. So for
They're
me,
both crossing into each other's realms now. It's just
they
surreal.
do, yeah, for sure. And that's what I mean. It's like, it always naturally happens. These things are natural anyway. But this is us saying to our fans, if you enjoy this, we're making an effort for you because we think it's also a really cool thing to do.
Do you want to write heavier music, or are you happy where you guys are right now in
I
that
think
kind of
we'll
like
not
bit
heavy,
bit of
heavy rock.
everything? Kind of you sit
Yeah,
comfortably where you are. You don't want to
yeah,
go too light or too heavy, and do you know what I mean?
yeah, for sure. I think the thing with Holding Absence is if we imagine that there is a middle, and you've got the heavy and the light. I kind of just want to keep the middle where it is, but keep going as far back and forth as we can. Try and be as heavy as possible. Try and go as light as possible. I think Coffin and Aching Longing are really good examples of the kind
The
of
boundaries
axis
of
of,
where you can go.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, but at the same time, I don't really want to be a heavy band. I don't think it's what we're best at. So it's important to listen to what you're naturally good at as well, I think.
Definitely. Well, I love it, man. It's great. I look forward to
Thank you
seeing
very much.
where the next album takes you. just because
Same.
things have opened up. You've left the country 2-3 times. COVID's a thing of the past ish. And you're just inspired and just keep on writing that shit.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. And also for reference, I think I've told you this before, but Bro Radio was the first interview I ever did when I was 15. So 12 years later.
Wait, was that in Merthyr Rocks? Was that at Merthyr Rocks?
Oh, dude, it was 2010, and we came down and we did an acoustic session and an interview, and that was. We might have done one with you at Merthyr Rocks. I don't know, but I don't think it was you either. I think it was someone else. But I just remember when you sent the thing over and it said Bro Radio, I was like, this was the first interview I ever did, And the fact that 12 years later, it's just like a whole different planet, everything's just changed so much now. I think it's really cool,
So well,
it can start anyway.
This landscapes have moved as well, and there's so many decent Welsh bands coming up. And some have gone. I honestly thought When We Were Wolves were gonna be massive.
I was watching the music videos the other night and kind of like nostalgia. It's because my first ever tour was doing the lights for When We Were Wolves. I was sat behind a guitar cab and I was pressing these factory lights in time with the riffs. Yeah. And that was the first time I'd ever gone on tour, So that band will always be really special to me.
Yeah, there's so many good. Yeah. Obviously, Punk Rock Factory are just blowing up all over the place.
Yeah, good for them. Yeah. But Wales is always going to be on top. So
always. Yeah. Lucas, it's been great chatting to you. And it's probably just me not being old and woken up. Is there a tour planned soon, or are you literally just doing European runs and then I don't know, a Christmas show?
At the moment, it's just America that we've announced. But next year, we've got some massive things planned. And Wales especially, we've got something huge coming. So, keep your eyes peeled. Yeah.
Awesome. Dude, enjoy the rest of the day.
Thanks for having me, bro. I appreciate it.
Have a good weekend, man.